Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel about creating daily drawing habits. In today's video, I wanted to talk about how to draw the Reilly rhythms of the head. They greatly help you place facial features so that their placement is consistent. You can see the step-by-step instructions on my website, where you can study them at your own pace. See the link in the description. I will also show how to draw them here. Artists have been using rhythm lines in their painting compositions for a long time. They used them to align things within the image. The line across an arm would continue to become a line along the shoulder of another person and proceed to be a line delineating the side of a chair, that sort of thing. It brought unity to design and made it feel like a whole, compositionally. The Reilly rhythm lines serve the same purpose, in that they help unify the drawing of the head and make it feel like a whole. But, differently from how the artists used the rhythm lines in the past, e.g. as arbitrary compositional artistic choices, in this case the lines are informed by the structure of the skull underneath the skin and they help place the features in the right place. In that sense, they are not completely arbitrary artistic choices like you have when designing an image. The Reilly rhythm lines are arbitrary choices up to the point that they are informed by the structure of the underlying skull and the muscles. That said, if you look up Reilly rhythms, you will notice that there are several variants and that they differ, but only slightly. They will have to reflect the underlying skull and muscle structure. What this means is that you can come up with your own variation of rhythm lines of the head if you want. Do study the rhythm lines I use at the moment and the ones used by others, which might be slightly different, but do then make them your own. These are not hard and fast rules. You can modify them a bit if the modifications work better for you. Measuring versus eyeballing. I don't spend too much time on measuring the exact placement. There are many places where you can read about the proportions of the head and where exactly to put the facial features for a standard average head. The problem is every head is different. I prefer a different approach. I'll lightly place marked lines that should help me place features in the right place, and from there I eyeball it. If you keep measuring everything, you get very stiff drawings, and measuring is not practical if you are drawing from different orientations, or if the mouth of the head is wide open, for example, or if you are changing proportions for artistic reasons. I do start with a horizontal center line, which is where the eyes go, and 1/2 down from there the nose goes, and 1/3 down from there the mouth goes, and a tick at the top where the hairline starts. Some people divide up the face from hairline to the chin in 3 parts. That's also a possibility. I mean, it is useful to know the proportions a bit. The ears start at the height of the nose and they end at the height of the eyes. On average, the irises of the eyes are right above the corners of your mouth. The eyes are only 1 eye apart and have a half eye room to the left and the right. Again, on average, it is useful information to fall back on, so you can check if what you're drawing is not wildly off. Then, remember, as a rule of thumb, the face is symmetrical, except in real life they are not. If you look carefully, you will see mouths are tilted, eye lines are tilted, there are differences between the left and the right eyebrows. These asymmetries are things that make your drawings more lively and expressive and can help with recognizability. By the way, for recognizability of a face, the outline of the head, the general shape of the head is super important. When drawing poses, it's also good to be able to eyeball it. I'll put a main line on the page that represents the top of the head to one of the toes, and then divide that line into 8 pieces by halving each segment 3 times. From there, I just place the head, chest and the hips, and then the arms and legs, eyeballing it. You get much more lively and expressive drawings that way. I have found that drawing from memory exercises greatly improve your ability to eyeball things, but that is subject for another video. Keep in mind that you are constructing a head here. You are simplifying, idealizing. It is about enhancing beauty, not creating an exact photographic replica of what you're seeing. For me, artists can leave these Reilly rhythm construction lines in their drawings. I like how they look. I know that many people want exact measurements, but try to learn to eyeball it. If you measure it, it goes in exactly one spot. If you eyeball it, you can be a bit expressive about it and say something, make it a statement about the thing you are drawing by slightly deviating from reality, by placing things off from where they should go on average. Again, eyeballing is also more fun. The main tenet of my exercise is to try to draw often, but to also make it easy on yourself and to just have fun with the activity. It is more important that you use rhythm lines than that you use very precise specific construction lines. Also, with each iteration of the drawing, you should feel free to change things, to improve things, even when inking a final pencil drawing. Do deviate from the pencils when you have a better idea. The rhythm lines are also useful for caricaturing. I learned about the Reilly rhythm lines through Watt's Atelier, which has amazing courses, and later through Proco's amazing courses on caricature. They are both really good. They use slightly different rhythm lines, which again is fine because they are construction lines. You can make your own version of them. Watt's is about getting the lines exactly right. Proco's course is more about playfulness, making lots of quick thumbnail sketches and playing with lots of proportion choices. Then, when the teacher likes a design, it is transferred to a larger size and then worked into a finished piece. I did the same for the final drawings in this video. First doing small designs in my sketchbook and then transferring to larger size, both with a ballpoint pen. Then I did a tight, light drawing in blue pencil, transferring a tighter version of the sketch onto a separate fresh piece of paper with a light box. In this video you can see me ink the blue pencil drawings. I learned a trick by watching Glenn Keane on YouTube videos long ago. You can see a link to the video in my description. Seeing that video changed how I refine drawings. He is an amazing illustrator, and here's what he did in that video. He used a board, which they usually use to animate, and he made a character design. Then he put a new sheet of paper on top of it. You could see the previous sketch through the paper. He proceeded to trace so he could refine or improve the design. Kept doing that sheet after sheet until he was satisfied with the results. As you can see, I started sketching with a ballpoint pen first, then I made tight drawings in light blue pencil. You can see me inking these blue pencils in this video. Blue pencil is often used because it can easily be filtered out digitally. Long ago, blue fell away if you photocopied pages, which is why blue is still used, I guess. It has become a method passed on through the generations. Other colors could maybe work also, but I haven't tried. Maybe I should try if you can filter out red as easily. Now, how do you use Reilly rhythm lines, or any rhythm lines really? You start with a sketch first, and then you draw the rhythm lines over it to discover where things can be aligned better. Then you adjust the drawings accordingly. You would think it was the other way around, that you first put down construction lines, but the best approach is to start with a quick, fun, lively, quirky, artistic sketch. Do many of them, experiment, try out different ideas, and if you like an idea, try to push it further. Then, when you find a sketch you like, you can blow it up to a larger size. When you first try to do that, however, you will discover that the larger drawing you are making does not look as good as the first quick sketch. In order to transfer the quick sketch to something bigger, it helps to see the larger abstract shapes. More on that in another video. And to draw it larger. Then it helps to draw the Reilly rhythm lines over the drawing. You will find that you want to move things a bit here and there because they don't match with the proper underlying structure. The Reilly rhythm lines are reminiscent of what they also do in design. If you look at a poster, book cover or website or so, one that was designed by a proper designer, you will notice that elements of the composition are almost always aligned. A block of text at the top may be vertically aligned to the left with a block of text at the bottom, while the bottom of that text may be horizontally aligned with an image. That sort of thing. It brings the composition together and makes it feel like a whole, like it was designed. Reilly rhythm lines are there to place the facial features, but in the process it also makes it feel like a whole, unified, like the facial features are not just slapped on there arbitrarily, but they are placed there in relation to each other. In this video you can see an example where I drew two Einstein caricatures. I started with one, then I decided to have some fun with it and to push the caricature. To do that, I first had to make some quick small studies in my sketchbook, attempting to find the right shapes. I found that what made his appearance iconic and recognizable was his hair, of course, but also his bulbous nose, his huge moustache, small chin, sagging cheeks and droopy eyes, and the frown and the block-like eyebrows. Then I made a larger sketch and I lightboxed it lightly onto a new sheet of paper and drew the Reilly rhythm lines, which you can see in this video also. I did these in ballpoint pen. They were sketches. Then I redid the drawing based off the Reilly rhythm lines in blue pencil, and you can see me inking them in this video. You can see the second version has more solid foundation. Practice these Reilly rhythm lines several times first. You can find a link to the exercise where I give more details in the description. And when you can do them from memory, try drawing a portrait, then trace the Reilly rhythms over it on a new thin piece of paper so you can see the underlying drawing. Or use a lightbox, or do it digitally on a new layer, and then redo the portrait, tightening the drawing's underlying construction by using the Reilly rhythm lines. Thank you for watching, and I hope you consider joining my newsletter, see link in the description, so we can go on a journey of developing a daily creative habit together.